Welcome to Sedalia, Missouri, the place where Scott Joplin composed and published his Maple Leaf Rag. Originally a cow path, according to local legend, South Ohio Avenue became the point of expansion of the earliest business district. Sedalia Downtown Historic District includes 93 buildings, 68 of which contribute to the historic and architectural character of the district. Founded in 1860 as a railroad town, Sedalia is a community rich in history and confidently pursuing its future as a 21st century city. The City of Sedalia, which was founded in October of 1860, is the seat of Pettis County in west central Missouri. Located 90 miles east of Kansas City and 190 miles west of St. Louis, Sedalia's location at the intersection of U.S. Routes 50 and 65 give residents and businesses easy access to Interstate 70 and the state capital, Jefferson City, and the Lake of the Ozarks recreational area. Sedalia's now historic Katy Depot was constructed in 1896 on what would become 3rd Street, as one of the largest MK&T depots between St. Louis and Kansas City. The Sedalia Depot featured a dining room and second-story offices. Local newspapers touted the depot as an example of Sedalia's importance in the railroad industry. In Sedalia today, the historic Katy Depot is the only structure remaining as a remainder of MK&T's once extensive passenger operations in the city. The depot was renovated between 1998 and 2001 and now serves as the offices for the Chamber of Commerce and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Sedalia's Visitor Center, Katy Depot, a major trailhead for the 240-mile-long Katy Trail, features exhibits that explain how the railroads, which had 4 of them that intersected there, and cattle drives influenced Sedalia's history. Over 400 annual visitors to Katy Trail State Park that runs east and west across Missouri have a total economic impact of $18 million a year. Since 1899, Sedalia has been home to the Missouri State Fair, welcoming nearly 350,000 visitors every August to the 3rd largest state fairgrounds in the United States. The nearly 400-acre site offers year-round facilities for camping, recreational activities, and community events. It all started in 1899 by recommendation by the governor of Missouri to create the Missouri State Fair. A short time later, $65,000 was set aside to construct buildings and establish a site in Sedalia, Missouri. The money was spent for temporary buildings, construction of a racetrack, driveways, and enclosing and improving the grounds. There were 2 cattle barns with a capacity of 100 animals each. 2 more buildings of similar capacity used for exhibition purposes, 11 speed barns, a sheep and swine barn, an amphitheater, and an administration building. The first Missouri State Fair was held September 9th through the 13th in 1901. When that first state fair was staged in 1901, Missouri's population was 2/3 rural. Today, the majority of the state's residents live in urban areas. This reversal of lifestyles is reflected dramatically in changes in exhibits, departments, and contests at the state fair. Just getting to the state fair is a process that has changed drastically since 1901. In those early days, exhibitors loaded livestock into railroad palace cars for the exodus to Sedalia. Owners traveled in the passenger cars while grooms cared for the would-be champions. Exhibitors who lived closer often came to Sedalia in a wagon full of moms canning and baking entries, trailed by a prize animal. Today, exhibitors sprawl over 100 acres in their self-contained units equipped with air conditioning and television, a far cry from that first state fair in 1901. Animals, too, still travel in style in sleek trailers instead of railroad palace cars. Popular contests of early fair days include cracker eating, pie eating, sausage eating, nail driving, and guess how many kernels of corn a hog can eat in a day. The 1927 State Fair catalog advertises a baby contest, a health contest, mining and forestry displays, and a kennel show. Today, the Missouri State Fair is in its second century of service to state residents and visitors alike. The challenges before the fair have never been greater, nor have its opportunities to serve Missourians. In addition to the activities of the 11-day Missouri State Fair, the fairgrounds are utilized on a year-round basis to capture an even broader audience. On average, the Missouri State Fairgrounds are used for more than 350 days a year for various events, including camper rallies, livestock shows, organized athletic leagues and tournaments, craft shows, and youth rallies. Whether critics or strong supporters of the fair, most Missourians agree that it takes the dedication and cooperation of hundreds of people to host an 11-day event like the State Fair. They also agree that as long as agriculture remains a major industry in the state, the fair will continue to be the premier showcase for it. The Missouri State Fair is the #1 site for major competitions highlighting the best of the best in the great Show Me State of Missouri. Another place you might like to visit during your time with us in Sedalia is the historic Bothwell Lodge that sits high atop a scenic bluff 7 miles north on Highway 65. The massive stone Bothwell Lodge was built between 1897 and 1928 by one of Sedalia's greatest benefactors, John Homer Bothwell. It was in fact Bothwell's efforts that eventually helped Sedalia land the Missouri State Fair and the Missouri Pacific Shops. Bothwell Regional Health Center, Bothwell School, and Hotel Bothwell also owe their existence to this visionary philanthropist. A visit to Bothwell Lodge State Historic Site may begin with a tour of the 31-room, multi-level house, but doesn't end there. Stony Ridge Trail runs along the wooded slopes surrounding the lodge past a stone gazebo and a small 3-sided stone shelter. The 247-acre site also features a 3-mile hiking trail with a picnic area, which offers picnic tables, playground equipment, and a reservable pavilion. Another place you might like to visit is a tribute to our railroad and cattle drive history, as found at the Starline Brass Trail's End Plaza. This monument to the cattle drive and to towns at the end of the trail features a 1.25 life-size bronze sculpture depicting a cowboy herding longhorn cattle along the Sedalia branch of the Shawnee Trail. It commemorates the spirit of the cowboy and the can-do attitude associated with our Western heritage. The monument, which the trail's end sculpture is a key part, also celebrates Sedalia's role as one of the earliest railheads at the end of the drive. It features full-size replicas of the 1870s cattle car, water tower, windmill, and locomotive set in a landscape of native prairie grasses and flowers. These elements highlight the role of the railroad in the founding of Sedalia, in the commercial development of the prairies, and in the drive to connect our nation as one. If you're into the arts, another place you might like to view is the Hayden Liberty Center. It became this in 2016 in honor of Mr. and Mrs. Robert Hayden, who were major contributors in a campaign to renovate the building. The Hayden Liberty Center houses the Liberty Center Association for the Arts, which serves as the community arts organization for the Sedalia area. The LCAA's mission is to culturally enrich the Sedalia region through quality art programs and provide a historic arts destination as a space for people to come together to celebrate the arts. It continues to host a variety of live productions, community theater, art exhibits, art classes, musical concerts, and much more. If you are looking for places to visit outside of Sedalia, look no further than our state capital in Jefferson City. Upon arrival, visitors are captivated by the majestic Missouri River and tree-lined bluff. Missouri's capital, Jefferson City's beauty shines not only through its natural landscape, but also through the many historic buildings and special landmarks. The Missouri State Capitol, Supreme Court Building, Governor's Mansion, and charming downtown are just a few of the architectural treasures that anchor this unique community, a real gem tucked away in the heart of the nation. Don't miss out on the many museums, fine cuisine, quaint boutiques, beautiful parks, and Katy Trail that are just waiting to be discovered. Come see for yourself why Jefferson City was chosen as America's most beautiful small town. Another place you might like to visit is Kansas City, Missouri, which sits on the western side of the state, straddling the border with its border state, Kansas. It's known for its barbecue, jazz heritage, and fountains. Downtown, the American Jazz Museum shares a building with the Negro Baseball League Museum in the historic 18th and Vine Jazz District. The Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, with giant shuttlecocks out front, houses nearly 40,000 works of art, from ancient to contemporary collections. I would like to thank you all for listening. We look forward to working with the NEWMAR Kountry Klub rally in 2023 in the great state of Missouri and the even greater city of Sedalia. We'll see you then.